Hello. I thought I'd make a video explaining how to remove and replace the door panels on a Chevy Cruze second generation. That is, I believe, from 2016 to 2019 in North America, and beyond 2019 elsewhere in the world. I believe South America, they're possibly still producing them, or maybe they're done, I don't know. But yeah, second generation Chevy Cruze, this applies to the sedan and the hatchback because these things are pretty much identical forward of the trunk slash hatch area. So yeah, first I will go over the removal process, and then I will go over the reinstallation process because these things are a pain in the ass to put back on. So I developed a little bit of a trick to put them on. I don't know if I'm the only one that's figured that out. I doubt it, but if you're here watching this, you're looking for assistance. So yeah, let's just get right down to it. What you will need, let me just grab all my tools here. You need a little flathead precision screwdriver. Camera is not really going to focus too well. I'm sorry about the flickering here. It's because of the shutter speed on my phone and the LED work light that I have. You will need a pry bar, little plastic pry tool thing, and a 7mm ratchet, or socket, I mean. You can use a ratchet if you want to just have it attached to one of these screwdriver things. So, okay. First thing you're going to want to do, there's a screw behind this panel. So take your little precision screwdriver, very carefully shove it in the corner, and then start prying. It'll probably go flying if you pull the right way, but yeah, it just kind of flew into my footwell, so that's no big deal. So one screw there. There are two more screws inside this piece here. What you want to do here is take your little pry bar, start shoving it in here to kind of pop it loose. Once you got a fair amount of it loose, you can put the pry tool away and then just kind of use your fingers to pull it off the rest of the way. Front piece just comes off like that, and then once the back is loose, it slides out. So you can sort of see there's one screw in there and one screw in there. So I will go ahead and remove those and then resume. All right, I have gone ahead and removed that screw. These two screws are removed, but they're kind of a pain in the butt to remove from there, but no worries, they kind of pop loose once the door panel gets pulled off the car. There is one more screw down here. On the front door, it's right by the speaker. On the rear doors, it's going to be kind of in the middle somewhere. But you have to take this one off in order to be able to pull the panel off. Okay, that one was being a bit of a pain in the butt, so I just quickly stopped the video so that I could get it out. All right, once all those screws are gone, the panel is pretty much ready to free from the door. I find that the best way to go about doing it is near the front here. You can either use the pry tool again, kind of work your way in there along the edge and kind of pull it out. If this is the first time you're taking the door panel off, you'll probably definitely need to do that because all the clips will be very stiff. But if you've taken it off before, then you can kind of just work your fingers around the edge there and start pulling it off all the way around, and everything will basically just pop loose. Okay. Now this is going to get really weird to show, but what you want to do at this point is pull the door panel out and up at the same time. There goes the screws. But yeah, once you pull it up and out, it'll dislodge itself and attempt to fall off. So what you want to do is let the door lock rod fall through there. And then what you're going to need to do is disconnect all the wiring harnesses that are plugged into the door panel. For the front doors, you're going to have the big guy down here, which is for the window switches. There's one up here for the power mirror thing. And then the door lock button one is up here. They're pretty simple to do. All you pretty much have to do is just press in on the little tab that holds the plug in. Just kind of disconnect them like that. I know that really didn't show it well, but once you look at the plug, you'll see what I mean. Sorry, trying to do this while holding my phone is kind of redonkulous, but yeah. This little cable is connected to the door handle. What you want to do, press on this tab on the back, which will lift up the front. That will allow you to kind of pull it a little further back and then back out. Like so. So what I basically did there was, trying to slide, okay. So yeah, once you have this pulled over here, you can pop the little ball joint thing out of there. And once the rest is disconnected, the door panel will come right off. So I'll just go ahead and finish that up. All right, so door panel is now off. Here are the wiring harnesses. You can see on this one for the window switches, you can see the little tab you gotta push in. Same deal with the door lock switch. There's like that little tab in there. Just kind of shove that over and it'll pop loose. And then this one, same deal. Just press that in and it'll pop loose. All right, so now we are at the part of the video where we get to put this lovely thing back on. So step one for my method to put this back on, this little piece here, start pulling it off. It's basically sliding along a whole bunch of clips that snap the door panel onto the door. What you want to do is just remove that. Oh, look, one of those fell off. Cool, one less thing for me to do. So we'll just set this guy aside right now. And this little clip is actually what you need to remove. There are several of these. This one fell out of this hole. There are several of these along the top of the door panel there. And these are what kind of hold the top in place. So what you want to do is remove these things and then put them back on the door first. See these little slots here? Along there, there. Each one of these is where one of these clips goes. So I'll just slide this one back onto here, like so. And then to take the rest of them off, I use like another small flathead screwdriver. Okay, hopefully this is visible, because I'm gonna do it with this one. Kind of pull up there, you see it's at an angle. Shove the screwdriver in behind, press on it, and it slips right out. So I'll go ahead and do the other ones and then show you the rest. Got the rest of the clips off the door panel. So they go like this with that little back piece facing down like that. So you just slide each one in. And there's one last one up here. Okay. Now, next step, you can put this guy back on. It does only go in one way, so this little end goes in there. And then this end with the little flappies goes at the front by the little front glass area. So what you want to do here, if you look at it on the side, that's how it goes back onto the door. Like you want those two like sweep things, like I don't know what the hell these are called, but you can see like the little channel that it kind of uses to sit on top of the metal. So you can kind of just angle that in, press it down, and then just keep pushing. This little flap will be kind of up, so what you can do there is just kind of pull this up just to kind of get it to realign itself. Okay, now you can grab the door panel again. Now is the time to plug everything back in. So I will attempt to do that now. This thing is very finicky because it has to be very precise. So once you have everything plugged back in and a door lock rod through the hole, what you want to do, kind of just set it against where it would sit. And you can kind of see the back is already wanting to go back in. So if you push a little, okay. Okay. Top is done. Now you can work your way around the bottom, slap it in, make sure it's clipped in. Then all you're literally doing is putting the screw back down there, putting these two back in, putting that screw back in, and replacing the panels. So I'll just go ahead and do that. All right, I have gone ahead and replaced all the screws. So final step is to put these little panels back in. So this one, you can kind of just shove in there into two little holes. Oh, come on. There we go. That one's in. Now this fella, what you want to do is just shove or slide the back in. And then on the front here, and you see this little tab that goes in there, but at the same time, these two have to slide into this hole over here. So you can kind of just work that back in. And it's just a matter of pushing this on. And that is it. Door panel back on. I don't know why they made it so freaking stupid to put this back on, but it is so much harder to do this one compared to every other door panel that I've ever taken off. But yeah, that's the easiest way that I've devised to put these back on relatively quickly without too much frustration. So again, apologies for trying to maneuver everything here with one hand while holding the phone with the other one in order to capture this. But yeah, hopefully that helped. If you have any questions, feel free to comment and I'll do my best to explain anything further. But best of luck. Thanks for watching.